Well, hello, my beautiful Leo. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your monthly reading for November 2025. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam. Okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. Now, I will be using guide chimes, so please be mindful to turn down your volume if you are someone who is sensitive to sound. So let us start your reading and let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Leo, this is your monthly reading for November. The months are literally flying on by, but here we are. November has arrived, and it promises to be a pretty big month ahead, for we have officially moved into smoldering Scorpio season. And let's just say this month may slip on in quietly, but it certainly holds gravitas, intensity, and offers an opportunity for your fearless inner strength to make major power moves in silence. But the results and the rewards will make some monumental noise for your future. For you shall be magnetic this month, a highly transformative month to do a deep dive emotionally and rise up like the phoenix to rebirth, overcome any issues, and reclaim your power, your sovereignty, and success. Now, the truth, they say, shall set us free, and this is a supercharged month of cathartic release and reset, as captivating Scorpio season bestows Plutonian energy upon us all to face our truth with a critical eye and, of course, cast out anything that does not enrich ourselves and our journey ahead. It is here that we hold ourselves to higher standards, and with laser-like focus this month, it's full steam ahead. That final push before December encourages a slower pace. Now, persuasive Scorpio season amplifies persistence and tenacity as the driving force and determination behind your plans, your goals, and your dreams. This month encourages you to seek your truth and wear it proud, confront any fears, challenge the status quo, ask leading questions to dig a little bit deeper, and contemplate the mysteries of you and all that you are capable of and more, as well as your interaction with the world around you. Now, your sensual side also comes out to play as you explore new experiences and challenge yourself out of your comfort zone. This is literally the month to dare, to double dare even, as your inner rebel sets the tone and the pace for the coming weeks. But it's not all action-packed, for you may also have a profound sense of yearning for alone time, a real desire to process your path, understand your emotions, let go of the past, and make sense of the deeper undertones of life. Emotional security in your home life will be firmly on your mind as you try to make sense of a world undergoing radical shifts. Now, the super full moon will occur in the sign of Taurus on the 5th of November, and it offers us all an opportunity to remain practical, stay on top of our finances, as well as foster habits to attract more. Plus, the Uranus retrograde also will be dipping back into the sign of Taurus, requesting us all to revisit financial strategies or reevaluate spending, but with a notion to gift yourself a little treat or even receive a token of appreciation from an alternative source. This retrograde also helps you rewire or plan without sudden, unexpected plot twists, which is nice. You know, they tend to fling us out of our comfort zone. However, Mercury retrograde is a different story. It's notorious for causing issues with communication systems, delays, social media network glitches, miscommunications, and general befuddlement. I love that word, befuddlement. But actually, this always occurs when we need clarity. And if clarity is sought, I would say get everything in writing as documented proof, to save down financial statements as well, just to prove, financial statements and finances in general, should there be that glitch. Now, on the 6th of November, it sees Venus get up close and personal in the sign of Scorpio, of course. And if you're single, expect sparks to fly with a new encounter. And if you're already committed, this month will dial up the chemistry and take it to a whole new level. It's time to adore and explore. Sounds like a lot, right? This month. But breathe. Jupiter will actually retrograde on the 11th, and that asks you to relax, to question where you are spending your energy, and reminds you that you've got this. For Scorpio season nudges you to be the change that you want to see in your world. And with that fire in your soul coming to the surface, you'll be excited by the revamp. Now, in terms of global events, and please fast forward this part if you don't wish to hear it, I mentioned in my 2025 forecast that this year was a monumental shift year. Neptune's 165 orbit period is about to complete. That's major, okay? It just dipped back into the sign of Pisces as a final salute before moving permanently into the sign of Aries. This will never occur again in our lifetime. Now, the last time Neptune shifted like this was between 1847 and 1875. And why should this be relevant? Well, that time period documents radical revolution, uprisings, advancement in technology, famous gold rushes, agricultural struggles, changes in monarchy, a shift in higher consciousness, which also saw a rise in spiritualism as people returned to their very core values of themselves. And incidentally, the Suez Canal even underwent significant construction affecting trade. We see some of the same progressions in that very area at this moment in time as we embark on the same cycle. Now, I'm not saying that history will repeat itself in this timeline, but perhaps we can learn from the past to understand the present direction. Now, I also mentioned that this year would be about fire and water. Neptune in Pisces affects oceans. When it moves into Aries, of course, fire. Land masses that have lain dormant for hundreds of thousands of years are awakening, and underwater topography could be impacted there. A solar maximum flare may actually occur in the month of November. I'm feeling the energy myself, but this will impact a seismic event and potential major power outage too. And plus, we may even hear more about that very mysterious three-eye atlas. Of course, it's making some moves in Scorpio season. And the main topic will be its unusual light anomalies. Now, Mars also moves into the sign of Sagittarius, which can lead to potential conflict. Mars is a very fiery planet associated with confrontation and war. Combined with the fiery, impulsive Sagittarius energy, this can trigger a gamble with audacious moves in order to expand or control. Rhetoric is firmly replaced with action when these two combine. Now, as always, there are many levels to the shifts in the energy and how they affect us. So on a personal level for you, the new moon in Scorpio on the 19th of November will actually offer you a chance at something new, but with a little bit of an electric twist. Something bold, something daring, but most importantly, something meaningful and true to who you are. It actually offers you a period of reflection where you contemplate stealthy moves towards abundance and security, for true power actually moves in silence, and a spark of the divine is lit within you, helping you to engage more fully in all that enriches your soul and, of course, your wonderful path ahead. Okay, so let's get to your cards. There's a lot going on here. I only take the uprights, that's why I'm just organizing them there. I don't tend to look at the cards or touch them until I am ready to feel the energy. So your first card there is the Chariot. Very busy month. I feel like you're going to be pushed and pulled in a couple of directions. It's all leading towards your true purpose path. I feel this is a card where I feel you're thinking about your direction in general. There's a nice little bit of luck here at the end of the month. Something sporadic or something spontaneous will surprise you. It is lucky, but you're going to worry about it a little bit there with that Nine of Swords, because it indicates, some sort of change. Okay, or perhaps even a decision that you have to make. You're going to make the right decision, and it is a lucky break, or it's an opportunity that is going to fling you off into something that you feel is, your calling, something that you are meant to do. Now, this could be a relationship for a lot of you because there's so many sparks flying here. We've got that Page of Cups. This is a destined relationship if you're looking for love, especially if you've just come off the back of a separation there. You may be a little bit hesitant, like it's too fast. So think about pace with that Chariot card energy. And if you're in a relationship already, I would say this is definitely a month where things are heating up. The spark is returning. If you've been having a bit of a conflict there in your relationship, I feel a very important conversation comes this month that helps you both see that actually you want the same things. You have the same hopes and fears, and I feel you actually will work towards mending this relationship if things have got critical. So that's coming through there as well. But this is a card of empowerment. No matter, the experiences that you're having right now, I feel this is about you taking the lead in your life this month, because the 10th house is influencing you. And that's you taking center stage in your life. It can be, you leaning into this ambitious energy where you'll have the energy, the drive, and the motivation to literally get your projects finished and your tasks done. And, if you're in a career, this will elevate you and see you make your mark in the part of the world or the area that you want to establish yourself in. Your reputation starts to climb. Very successful energy there. This is you being full of great ideas, destined for the top, and literally not stopping until it's done. Now, I'm hearing right now birdsong, okay? Now, this can indicate that some of you have promised yourself to get up earlier in the month of November, maybe to get ahead on something. So I really feel that you're going to be so proud of yourself that you did. You're just going to have more energy, more vitality. And I feel this is you being more organized to take your life, no matter your circumstances, really to the next level. You're getting moving on something. So I see some improvement going on here. When you have the Chariot card energy, this indicates that financially you're keeping a tight rein on your finances, of course. You may be treating yourself, though. There's a little something I see coming through here. You're going to love that. I would say if you're treating someone else, I would say just be a little bit mindful. There could be a delay in shipping there. Okay, you may have to chase this. Some of you, and I hate to give you this message, but not all of you, some of you may even have to return the item to replace it with something else, okay? And you may be a little bit worried about time, but it's going to come in when it's meant to come in, and actually it is really well received, so just watch out for that there as well. But I definitely see here that this is you embarking on your plans, that you are mapping the next stages of what you want to accomplish at this time, and you're getting busy moving, okay? And we have the Page of Cups there. So your intention is to do more things that you love. With that Page of Cups energy, this is you being enthusiastic about some sort of message or news that comes in. Now, I almost don't see a celebration yet. It's like the celebration is on hold. Okay, so there could be some news that shows you're going in the right direction in some way, and you're excited by that, but it's almost like there's still more to do, so you're not getting too ahead of yourself when it comes to being excited. You're aware that you are moving forward and that there is some sort of reward there. And this can be in many different areas of your life. Doesn't have to be connected to a career. It can be that if you are on a personal journey of discovery this month, because a lot of you, this is a card where, you could make great advancements in how you feel about yourself. Maybe it's diet related, exercise related. You're going to see the results there, and you're going to be holding yourself to higher standards, as I mentioned there. So it's like you're just watching that you don't have a setback. So if you've intended to do something, you're staying on top of it, and you're not going to let yourself down, is something that is popping out there. There's no temptation cards here either, so I don't see that you're slipping back into a cycle. I feel like you're pushing forward, and you're going to be really proud of yourself there as well. Now, fishes, they tend to represent abundance, so this can indicate that some sort of new abundance comes your way, because we have that Ace of Wands there. This is a new month, new chapter for you, but also personally, it is a great month of personal development and growth there, but it is a month of achievement because your 10th house is influencing you. Now, if some of you want to be in the public eye, this is a great month to get ahead. I see a new project coming on in here. There may be something about a delay in the timing of this, and it may present a clash with something else. Okay, but I feel like you'll manage to work it out, whatever it is. There will be a reschedule there. Now, that doesn't just apply to people who want to be in the public eye. I feel this is, a great networking month. if you are in a career, because your 10th house is influencing you so heavily. So this could be a new person coming in that helps you advance in your career if you are in a career. Also, if you are retired, I see a lot of you thinking about traveling, but also more than that, you may even find a place that you feel an affinity with and make some major moves towards either living there or frequenting the area a little bit more. There's a calling in this energy. You're called to do something this month, and I feel like you're taking action on that, and you're not going to stop until it's done, okay? Now, of course, Page of Cups is you kind of being open-hearted, open to more abundance, more opportunity, more prosperity. I don't see any pentacle cards here for you, so it's more about energy, drive, of course. I mean, your 4th house will influence you at the end of the month, and that's more about stability. It's about self-care. It's about focusing on where you feel home is. Now, home doesn't have to be a place. It's a feeling. So you can find that in a person, in a situation, of course, finding it within yourself as well. But because the 4th house will influence you, this could see you, maybe making your favorite food, for example, but also wanting to explore new recipes. The kitchen witch comes out there as well. But also, the 4th house is about your home life and all things domestic. So you may feel like decluttering the home space, just organizing or reorganizing, making your home your sanctuary. And some of you may make a new purchase for the home there as well with that Ace of Wands there. But it's more about leaning into family responsibilities, but also being philosophical, questioning, during this time where you feel like you belong. Especially Scorpio season is going to amplify that kind of rumination, as it were, analyzing your journey so far, and of course, discovering where you want to take things to next. And I feel there's some sort of exciting push here. I mean, some of you may launch something new that you have been working on for some time. If you're an independent worker, this is a great time to launch something that you're really proud of. It's going to be a monumental success there. You may be worried about timing, but you will intuitively feel when the right time is. But also this could be, these 2 cards indicates all the ingredients are right for you to move ahead on something there with that Chariot card energy. So I would say that a lot of you are very inspired this month, and some of you, because the home life is calling, some of you may actually create a new venture or be creative in the home space and actually create a new business or make money from home. But when you have the Ace of Wands, this means you're taking the initiative on your vision and you want a little bit more adventure in life, but also it indicates you're inspired on a new idea and you're moving forward with it. You have the energy to make things happen. Now, the energy against you, I would say, because this is the antagonist energy, we've got the moon, so a deep dive emotionally there, which can make you feel a bit changeable in your moods, okay? I feel a lot of you may, and I'm just being given this maybe because you've got the Page of Cups there, but some of you, if you're having fluctuations in your hormones or your moods, you may discover a tea or a beverage or herbal tea, as it were, that can bring you back into balance, and maybe someone that you know or someone that you have an encounter with will give you advice on this, and it could actually help you monumentally in order to regain some sort of balance there. Now, because we have the Chariot card, which means, there's a directional kind of pull, this can be that you have some responsibilities to adhere to, and you also want to be a little bit more independent and try new things, because on the Moon card, there's normally a dog and a wolf, and this can really tap into your sense of wanting independence, to perhaps go off on a personal date night with yourself, or go traveling by yourself, or go off to a gallery, or romance your life in a way where you just want a little bit more freedom to just go off and be in your own head for a little bit. But of course, the other side is, people, they want your time. We have that Two of Cups there. There's people who care about you, who perhaps you have responsibilities and duties to adhere to. There is this sense of comfort. You can have that balance of the two. You must, I feel it's important for you to have time alone to process there. But this is a period of self-reflection. And because we have the Two of Cups in the resistance position, if you have gone through a separation or a breakup, or you've felt very detached from friendships, or things are evolving right now that you feel a little bit like there's a distance between you and a person, firstly, Scorpio season is going to amplify that. You're going to really ruminate on those challenging feelings. I would say, looking at the Nine of Wands, it's in the resistance position. You're going to try really hard not to allow it to hurt you or get you down. You're aware that everything happens for a reason. Sometimes when people or situations pull away from you or are taken away from you, it often means you're protected, especially since you have, that Nine of Wands, which is a very guarded energy. I feel there's something here that hurts in the month of November there, but I feel it's something from your past. And Scorpio season really asks you to process the past. And that can bring up old wounds because, of course, we've got that Nine of Wands there and the Two of Cups and the Moon. It's like you're not sure how you feel about it. You're trying to process this sadness or this lament. And I feel, you're aware that the past has haunted you in some area of your life, but it's time to let it go. It's your calling to let it go is what I see there. I feel you're not allowing it to harden your heart. You're not allowing it to limit you in any shape or form. You're setting yourself free from this, whatever this is. Now, I would say this is a great period to lean into community. Okay, with the Two of Cups, this can be that you are operating from your heart space during this time, and there may be a desire to meet more like-minded individuals, get creative, be really passionate, and pick up new hobbies, for example. I mean, some of you may literally be documenting or journaling, and you'll look back maybe even at some of the months or the pages that you wrote and see how far you've come. Monumental breakthroughs, epiphanies, realizations about how strong you are, what you've overcome. This is a month to celebrate you, to acknowledge that you have come a long way and things have been challenging. With that Nine of Wands, I feel like you have been through a lot of stuff. Things have been highly pressurized. You've been feeling a little bit uncertain with that Moon energy, and you may actually have a very important conversation with someone that either you just meet or someone close to you. I just feel you have a really interesting affinity with this person. And I feel with this card, it highlights that a lot of things come to the surface. You actually have conversations with this person that normally you would keep private. But I feel both of you kind of acknowledge that you're feeling the same way. And not exactly the same. You're not having the same experiences, but the energy just feels like you kind of get each other. You really see each other. And there's a comfort in that that's coming through there as well. Now, because you've got the Page of Cups as your protagonist energy, you're wanting to do more things that you love or care about. One thing that's coming through is something that you would love to do. It's like you decide to book it. It feels like an event, but this event could be sold out. There is going to be a moment, it feels like it's at the end of November, maybe even on the cusp into December, where some smaller tickets or whatever this is are kind of released. I feel like you will get these tickets. So if there's something that you want to purchase or want to book as an event, I feel more that it's an event. If it's sold out, there's going to be some small release of new tickets. Now, these could be tickets that are just put back on the market. I'm not sure. I mean, even if it's an event or even an item that's been out of stock, you're going to get an opportunity because there's a second opportunity here for you to get what you feel like you've lost out on, okay? Now, of course, the Two of Cups, because it is in the resistance position, it will go into the upright there. So everything that you desire to have with your heart, you're working hard towards it. And the Two of Cups literally means that you are magnetizing something from your heart. At grassroots, this is you in the state of attraction. And you may be feeling a bit uncertain because you've been working really hard to attract something or accomplish something. And, it has been a challenge. But the Nine of Wands there, it's in the resistance position. Of course, it will go into the upright. Because it's with the Moon, it tells me you are thinking about how hard it has been. Because things start to get a little bit easier for you. I feel there is a relationship here where I feel like you're feeling the distance on this. Now, I don't see right now that there is going to be an olive branch or a discussion about the relationship and its distance. I feel like right now you're leaving it as it is, and time is a factor that will bring this person around towards talking to you. But I feel that conversation comes a little bit later on in the year. I don't feel like it's November, so it's got to be December, right? So it could be in and around the end of the year, actually, where suddenly there is a monumental conversation about, some sort of maybe a misunderstanding, because the Moon is very confusing right now. That's the energy I'm feeling. It's almost like both of you are a little bit confused as to what went down there. And I feel a really honest, open conversation will occur at the end of the year. So if you're dealing with that, just give it time, be your best self, do you, okay? And I feel like that there will be an opportunity in a couple of months there for you to reconnect to that person and find a way back towards each other and the dynamic you had before. Now, also, for some of you, because we have that Two of Cups energy, some of you may be helping a person through a challenging time during this month, and this person really appreciates you, okay? I feel like they've been going through a lot. Of course, so have you, but you have this knowledge and affinity to help this person, and I feel like even though you're doing this, generous help to this person, it feels like they will, do you a good turn in your future, whatever this is, okay? You're not doing it just to get something back. You're doing it out of the generosity of your heart. But I feel good karma comes back to you tenfold because of this, because your heart is open. I feel there's something here that you may have been working up to, as it were, and it feels like the month of November, it's time. It's time to either release it, launch it. I would say it's really important to recognize the flowers here. It's like something that was hard or something that has been a bit of a struggle suddenly is in bloom. Suddenly it feels easier. Suddenly, it feels like things are wide open for you to accomplish this month. And I'm very excited about, especially the end of the month here for you. I'm very excited about that. I would say there's a bit of a lull in the middle of November for you. There could be some travel going on here as well, but I would say be mindful of delays there. I feel for some of you, if you're going traveling and someone is perhaps joining you or has promised to join you, or there may be some change in and around schedule regarding that, okay? And it could make you feel a little bit frustrated, let's put it that way. But I feel things will co-align a little bit later on that, okay? So that's something that is... I feel their hands are tied on that. I feel they're in a bit of a bind. So if you feel like they're letting you down, I feel like they genuinely had no other choice and they would rather be on the trip with you. Okay, so that's just coming out there as well. Now, of course, this month is more about your calling, your sense of direction, and you leaning into your inner GPS system. And of course, a GPS system is no good without an address. So this is you getting really clear about where you want to take your life to next and leaning into that, almost like putting the address in there and then, hitting the ground running. So I feel very excited for you there with this card. I mean, this is the Judgment card, so a lot of you are ruminating on, how far you've come. Even though we are not in December, which is the close of the year, November is really kind of triggering conversations in your head about, how far you've come and, where you want to go to next. A lot of you are getting closure this month on challenges throughout the year. I mean, on a practical level, I feel like your projects are ongoing. I feel financially there is an energy here of you understanding what you need to do with your finances. You're being called forward in that direction to utilize your finances towards stability. There may be some family responsibilities there as well. A lot of you thinking of your 401k or your long-term financial plans in order to, just get everything in order as practically as possible. Some of you may be even looking at insurance this month. There may be some contracts that perhaps are renewing at this time. And there may be like one contract that you're bound to, like a direct debit, for example, that, and I hate to give you this message, okay, that may send you some sort of correspondence or letter that it's going to increase in the new year. I mean, this is something that, of course, happens a lot with companies, so you probably don't need me to tell you that, but you may get this letter in the month of November there. But what I see is it's almost like they're letting you know there's going to be an increase, but they may revisit this increase and they may actually kind of not say it's the full amount. So for example, if you normally pay $20 on something and they say, oh, it's going to increase to $22, when the actual time comes, it will increase to something like $21.50, right? So it's still increasing. I hate to give you that message, but it feels like there is a revisit to the energy there, okay? Now, also, I would say this is a period when you have these two cards, which can represent, you know, a sudden second opportunity coming round. If you feel like you've missed out on something, you're getting another chance. It may come through in a different form. It's very exciting. It may not be something that perhaps you imagined it to be, but it seems to be better because it's something that perhaps you've been like, because these eyes are looking at the Page of Cups there, it could be news that you're waiting for, and you may have been a little bit worried about this, but I mean, this tells me that it's good news. It may be a bit of a surprise, but it's good news is what I see, or it's manageable news. Let's put it that way. If you're worried about something, I feel this is about looking at something in a deeper way. I mean, I'm also seeing this energy of repair work. So some of you could be doing some DIY around the home space as well. That's an aside that just popped in there. But the Wheel of Fortune indicates better luck, better opportunity, and something that you've been yearning for with your heart. It's time to receive it. But when you receive it, the Nine of Swords is there. Nine of Swords can trigger anxiety or worry. You know, when we receive something that we are excited by, we don't want to get too excited until the deal is done or it's signed on the dotted line, or if there's a guarantee, for example. So if you are someone who's currently out of work, for example, and you have been out of work for some time, you may have decided to either, you know, of course, I see you putting your resume out there, and there's a lot of uncertainty in the job market right now, and it's been very challenging with that Nine of Wands. But some of you may have contemplated, you know, going through an agency to get some temporary work or seasonal work at this time. And some of you may have just been putting your resume out there at the same time, because I see a co-alliance energy here. And suddenly, I'm getting two opportunities. One is a fresh new start, something that perhaps you apply for, you're excited by it, but also the seasonal role loves you so much, they may ask you for a long-term commitment. They may say, hey, you know, we have an opening here. We would love to keep you on. So you may either decide to do two things, or you'll have to choose, and you don't want to make a misstep. Your heart knows the way. Okay, you know which one you want. The one that excites your heart, the one that you feel is your calling. That's the one you're going to lean into there. And it's time. It's time for you to get this opportunity. Now, of course, this card can indicate a lot of you, especially with that 10th house and that 4th house, you're looking at being the lead in your life, as it were, you know, moving forward and shifting any kind of negative self-talk. This is a call to have faith that, you know, things are starting to happen for you. New possibilities are opening up. And of course, you're always going to worry. The world is a very complex place right now, and it feels like there's a lot of pressure on your shoulders, and you're trying to make sense of everything for you and your family. And of course, Nine of Swords can indicate an energy where you feel, I don't want to say paranoid, because it's not paranoia. I feel like your intuition is telling you something to protect yourself in some way, but I do see that you are protected, especially since you've got this Nine of Wands. You know, I would also say, and this is so random that's coming through, because the Nine of Wands indicates you're a very strong person. It indicates you're exhausted, that you are close to burnout, but this is a card of like being vigilant, as it were, being guarded and preempting anything that could potentially hurt you or not be good for your path. So you're on it, you are aware of it. I mean, I feel like you're doubly aware of it and you're protected, whatever this means. I am being given this energy, and I feel a lot of you have a lot to do right now, and you may be trying to get ahead of yourself in order to, you know, stay on top of things, maintain and sustain. But if you're someone who likes to go off swimming, for example, or, you know, you are susceptible to like a head cold or like sinuses, that's what I'm being given. You know, I'm mentioning swimming because of course you go swimming, you'll have a shower, and then you'll go out into the cold or into the hot, you know, depending on where you are, which hemisphere there. But because I feel like you're at capacity right now, just be a little bit mindful of, you know, now, I'm aware, I don't know why this is coming through, I'm aware that like if you get a seasonal cold, it's your immune system feeling a little bit low, and a cold, of course, is virus. But it just feels like with the moon, there's this watery, damp energy coming through right now. So I feel some of you are just keeping an eye on those conditions to make sure that you don't like allow like a seasonal cold kind of develop into like a chest infection, for example. So I'm just getting that through because you are doing a lot right now, which means that sometimes your defenses are a little bit low. So just watch out for that. I feel for some of you, there may be a duvet day. Okay, if you feel a little bit under the weather, I would say always protect your immune system, especially when we're getting into like flu season and things like that. Anyway, it's just a no-brainer, but it is coming up in the reading, so I have to mention it there. I would say, yeah, this news that's coming in here, it's coming in right on time. I'm going to pull a card on that Nine of Swords because it is your end card energy, but the Wheel of Fortune is good luck. Sometimes, you know, when successful moments occur, we worry about losing the moment or having an opportunity that arises. We feel this is our last chance and we need to like make it stick or make our mark in some way. But whatever is meant for you will never pass you by. So there's no need to worry. It's time to breathe there. I mean, some of you may be worried about a person as well there, and you may feel very uncertain about this person and you're just worried. I feel like you're there with this person and I see some nice changes going on there, whatever this is. I feel, you know, there's an energy of protection, of vitality. We've got the Three of Swords and we got the Five of Wands. So, I mean, Three of Swords right now, because it's connected to the Five of Wands, it tells me about a misunderstanding. This could be that, you know, when we have that Sagittarius, Mars, fiery interaction, this could be like, oh, okay. This could be, you know, some sort of argumentative, combustible energy where two people, you know, they don't see each other's perspective and they clash a little bit. So this could be something regarding that. Seven of Wands. I mean, again, you're protected. Ten of Swords, Ace of Cups. I mean, it's the same message. It feels like if you're in training for something, for example, you know, Three of Swords, it's hard, it's difficult right now. Five of Wands, a lot of competition or, you know, a lot of challenge, a lot of stress. It doesn't mean that, you know, you are going into a competition, but if you are, I feel like, you know, you win something in that competition. That's something that's clear. Maybe even get seen by the right people or make some alliances there. But I would say life is hard right now, and these two cards highlight that no matter what you're going through, it's a challenge. You have a lot on your mind and you're trying to stretch yourself in different ways. Five of Wands, I'm always excited about that because it normally means that things that have been clunky or just not fitting in your life, suddenly there's a gear shift and everything comes together there. We got the Strength card, which means you're a very strong person. Of course, it also means you're doing something bold and daring. They always say if your dreams don't scare you a little bit, and dreams can be everything. It can be like your personal development, dreams of reaching like an ideal target when it comes to your weight or your eating habits, or being in training in the gym, or if you're trying to like go and do some charity work or run a marathon or whatever. It can be that, you know, you are seeing that it's a monumental feat, but you're going to accomplish it. This could also be, you know, that you want to be successful in an industry that is, you know, very challenging, very high pressured, but you are strong enough to get to the top in this. So whatever it is, for some of you, it could be that there's a change of pace. If you've retired, for example, and you are trying to meet people who have a connection with you, who are retired at the same time as you, so you're building networks there, or you're searching for where you feel like you belong, you're trying to find more independence, but at the same time connect to family, and you need to defend your boundaries on that. Seven of Wands means you're not giving up on something, you're pushing on through. Yes, there's some stress. Yes, things have been challenging, but you're managing stress levels there, and I feel it's something that is hard won in your life because we have that Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords, you know, connected to the Nine of Swords, of course, comes after that. It basically means that you are mentally at capacity, you are so overloaded in your thoughts, but also it can be that there's some sort of new beginning being thrust upon you because you have another ace. You got an Ace of Wands here, so either this is a fresh new start, new job, new environment. For some of you, you're thinking about migrating your life overseas, for example. It can be that there is a monumental new start here, and that comes with an ending that can be challenging. So if you're thinking about retiring overseas, for example, you know, you may be factoring in your family, your friendships, and all the familiar things in your life because your fourth house is going to really attach you to the familiar. And of course, you're going to want to move out of your comfort zone, and it can be that you're thinking about all the people or situations that you will leave behind, but you're not leaving them behind. They can always travel and see you, and it gives them an opportunity to go on adventures, and they're probably going to see you more when you move if that's something you're contemplating right now. But also, Ten of Swords can be that something ends, I mean, you could be leaving a job because a monumental new opportunity that aligns with your heart comes on in. But also, a lot of you, if you have, been through a separation, you may feel quite quickly that love pops in here, and you may be a little bit conflicted as to whether you want to move ahead with love or you feel it's too soon. Take it at your own pace. You've got the Chariot card, which means you're setting the pace for the month ahead and you're leading with your heart. And I feel like you're going to be pleasantly surprised to get 2 aces for your reading. This means, the universe is stepping in to offer you things that are divinely timed, opportunities to do something you love, to romance your life a little bit more. This could be a dream job or a dream relationship. It also could indicate, a dream house that you've been searching for, because your 4th house is all about your real estate. Some of you, this could also be that you find a new way of self-caring for yourself. And suddenly you're like, oh, I feel peace. It brings down cortisol levels. Some of you may identify something that profoundly helps you in some way and helps you kind of stabilize or create, a more functional state of being. So if you've been suffering with fluctuations in your hormones, or you have been feeling a little bit out of sorts or out of the rhythm in your life recently, you're getting back into that rhythm. Now, also, I feel a lot of you thinking about your legacy this month. There may be a very important date that you'll celebrate. For some of you, and I'm sending you a huge hug out there and so much love. For some of you, this could be, someone who is in spirit. You are remembering them, of course, and I feel like they're with you. They want you to be aware of that. And I'm being given this energy of, okay, this is really interesting. I've never seen this before. It's very unique, so maybe you're going to see this as an image. I'm seeing little green 4-leaf clovers turn into butterflies. I mean, you've got the Wheel of Fortune, which is connected to the, 4-leaf clover. It's good luck. So I feel some sort of good luck in November will change your life. It allows you to be a little bit more free. And this could, of course, bring a little bit of anxiety, but it's there for a reason, okay? Trust the process, I would say. So I'm just going to get one more final card for you. We've got number 23, I am adventurous. I would say, yes, you are, because you have the Chariot card. It's like, okay, let's see where this month goes. And I feel like you're open to explore, open to new things. And I feel there is this sense of adventure with that Ace of Wands. You definitely want a little bit more fun, okay, more spontaneity. However, your 10th house is tried and tested structures to make sure you remain on course. Your 10th house is you, as I said, taking center stage in your life, leading the way. And your 4th house is like, I need to feel stable. Sometimes we need to feel like we know where we're at before we can springboard towards exploring new things. So you're going to find a nice balance between those two things. A lot of you also going to be very practical in and around the home space, but it says you have a zest for life and you are eager to experience anything and everything possible. You love change and excitement, and you need both to feel truly alive. For you, life is an adventure to be lived to the fullest. And I feel like you are going to try and buck a trend that has been occurring recently with all of us, which is feeling tired and feeling like we've lost that sparkle and feeling like the world is so transformative that we don't know where we're at. I feel like you're reclaiming your power and saying, you know what, life's too short. I'm going to get out there. I'm going to do things that I'm excited about, and I'm going to live in the moment. Of course, you're going to be practical as well with that. You're going to stay on top of all your usual duties and responsibilities, but you have so many like water and fire cards. So I feel this is about, living your passions, living your dreams, looking at your energy levels and creating your own luck, but being open to more as well. And we've got 55, I am evolving. So you're on a path, as I said there. It says, substantial change is in your future. Embrace the change and need to overcome your insecurities and let go of your fears, especially since you have that 9 of Swords there. I would say this is about facing your fears. For some of you, you may actually confront a fear this month, whether it's of spiders or lightning or heights. This could be you facing that. But I feel like this month offers you a new chapter to bloom. So I'm quite excited about that. Now, just because, you don't have many pentacle cards doesn't mean that you're not focused on your finances. Of course you are, but I feel more than anything, there's more activities going on this month for you to connect to. And finally, we got the moon, okay? Crescent moon there. So this will be important. I feel, these pockets of good news for you will arrive round about the moon cycles, the major moon cycles. So the 5th of November and the 19th of November, in and around those dates, may be very important for you when it comes to change and news that will help you change for the better. The moon, of course, represents an energy of being deep in your emotions, feeling uncertainty, but trying to regain control and get clarity in that uncertainty. But also, this is, an energy of fantasy. The moon is about your visions. It's about making those visions become a reality. They're not just fantasy. They are actually a vision, to manifest something that you desire. But you're making so many moves and there's so much action here. I feel like you are going to accomplish what you set out to do and you're going to be so proud of yourself. So, yeah, I would say a great month. Don't allow the fears to derail you or make you feel doubt, because you've got this. So I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates, my beautiful Leo, and thank you so much, and love and light.